Alright, hello everyone, I'm Laxxus and I'm here to kick off my very own NES blog here and also close out our reverse order G&G blog. Big GG to Tileo and Cypherin for getting through Super Ghouls and Ghouls and Ghosts. Both of these games are really rough, and well, this one isn't any better. So yeah, this is Ghosts and Goblins on the NES, first one in the series. And to start the run, I'll actually do a hard reset of the console and then start my run. That is very important. I will explain why in a bit, but let's just get into the game. As per usual, I mean, Arthur just chills in boxes on a graveyard, just what you do, you know. And here we are. So if you've seen the other two games, well, they had some fancy magic, double jumps, shooting upwards and stuff like that. Well, we didn't have anything. We just have our steel armor, shoot forward, and that's it. So it's pretty basic in that regard. Ugh, I missed, so I'm gonna take the save. Said I'm gonna take the save. Okay, there we go. 4 hits for an Arima. Arimas are really the biggest enemies in this game. They can be really trolly. Most other stuff, it's not a big problem, I wanna say, but you know, in a G&G game, everything can suddenly be a problem, right? So we come up to the first boss. That's a unicorn. Yes, it is actually a unicorn. You can see the horn on his head. Doesn't look like a usual unicorn, but I mean, he can jump and he can shoot fireballs and takes 10 hits, then he's down. No big deal. Alright, first stage down, and now I'm gonna explain why I did that hard reset. So in this game, you start on something I call seed, and that seed determines all the spawns that you would expect to be random. So I know exactly all the spawns in the game, unless I mess up. And I will mess up eventually, but for now I haven't messed up yet, I think. So I will know all the spawns and a lot of the positions of the enemies, and that helps a lot with consistency and with the strats, especially for this part here. As many may know, this is like the infamous house section here. It's really hard. We just run through it and then we take the emergency exit here at the top. And we are out. It's that easy. And that strat is only possible because I am on my seat and I know exactly where these enemies are and how they move, and I also just messed up and destroyed my seat by not spawning one extra bird, but that's okay. So from now on, every spawn will actually be random, so we'll see what happens. But we get to the boss here, and I mean, one unicorn was fun, but I mean, 2 unicorns is even better, right? But we take them on one by one, and then they are no big deal on the first loop, unless he just walks off screen. Okay. Sometimes he just vanishes. He just doesn't wanna. Okay, so normally I would do a pretty aggressive strat here, but I think I can't go for that because of not knowing how the spawns are, so yeah, we're gonna do this and just see what happens, right? Like normally I would know all the spawns here and it would make it so much easier. Okay, what I'm doing here is taking that blue ball with me, then this guy doesn't shoot, so I can easily just kill him, which makes it a lot easier. Okay. Okay. That's fine. That Arima was a little troll, but Yeah, it's right at the checkpoint, so it's no big deal. Well, I mean, every death in this game is like super slow because you get to see that map screen for like 15 seconds, but apart from that, it's like the fastest death you can have in this game. So these towers here, you can only hit them when they are red. They turn red to shoot. So it's kind of tight to one cycle them. Okay, we're gonna skip this Arima with a tight jump, and then you see him starting to dance, and when he starts dancing, when you don't attack him, then he follows you horizontally, but not vertically, so by climbing up the ladder we just spawn him out off screen, despawn him. Oops, that was not the strat. Just take the save. Okay, we got him. Third boss is Dragon. He just takes 6 hits to the face. And yeah, that's it. If you hit his tail, then you will lose his tail, but you don't actually deal damage to him. So that's, for casual players, really confusing. Especially because of the fact that he's immune to the lance. That's one of the reasons why I picked up the torch. Like, you saw Cyverin do some torch action in Ghouls. You will see a lot of torch in this game. Because this is actually legit the best weapon for a big part of this run. So if you hit the dragon with the lance, it looks like you deal damage, but you don't. So you have to switch to a different weapon. And the advantage of the torch is like every weapon deals the same damage in this game. There's no difference. But the torch has this upwards arc, and that helps a lot with several of the bosses, because they fly above you, so you can't properly hit them. Good kill. I missed the quick kill, missed one hit at the beginning, but that's okay. Oh yeah, I was floating there in the air. That's no big deal. Maybe I explain it on the second loop, because as every G&G game, of course you have to play the game twice, because I mean, that's more fun. Alright, stage 5. Like, stage 5, if you played this game casually, like, it's a pretty annoying stage, long stage, a lot of enemies. We're just gonna skip all of that. We don't wanna do that. Well, never mind. You just take a death here and try it again. Man, that's rare that I messed it up, but that's okay. So, what happens there is I will boost up that wall, and with that I skip. Normally you have to go to the right side here. Right? You just go to the right here and climb up there, and you have a lot of enemies there. Okay, there we go. I'm not sure, let's just grab it. And all these enemies are already spawned in, so the memory is full. So what happens is, well, this enemy spawns because of the extra money bag, but what happens is there are no more enemies here. They can't spawn, because the memory is already full. So I just run through an empty stage. The only thing that I will have to fight is the boss at the end. He luckily spawns. That would be a shame if he didn't. But yeah, this stage is just empty because of the damage boost. To skip all the enemies on the right side. It's such a good trick. So we have this devil here. It's kind of tricky sometimes, especially when you miss your jump. He takes, I don't know, some hits, and I'm doing a horrible job right now. Okay, I missed a jump, so my normal fight was messed up, and then I just wanted to take it safe. Because if you die there in stage 5 and 6, there are no checkpoints, so you would start right from the beginning, and you would lose like 2 minutes on that stage, because you have to run through that whole empty stage again. Alright, stage 6, it's kind of a mini boss rush, I guess, but I don't really want to fight that unicorn, so we just skip him. But we have to fight this one. I missed so many hits. Okay. So I picked up the shield. Very important, if I don't pick that shield up and beat the stage with a different weapon, I will just get sent back to stage 5. And then we do another cool deboost up here. I'll take the save and wait a bit. So we just jump up on the left side and we skip pretty much all of stage 6. Stage 6 can be a pain otherwise. And then we have a double Satan fight, and we can just stand in this corner here and kill them because they can't go to the very right edge of the screen for some reason, and the shield has the property to deflect shots. So if I just spam the shield in the corner, I will just deflect all of their shots and just kill them. And then we have this final boss, I guess. Oh, but the room was an illusion and it is a trap devised by Satan. Go ahead dauntlessly. Make rapid progress. Alright, loop 1 down. Let's go to loop 2. Pretty much the same. Enemies are faster. Enemy shots are faster. And Arimas have some different patterns and they can shoot twice before they swoop at you instead of just once. Also, I need a different weapon here because that's not my weapon. The boss at the end of this stage, the unicorn, is immune to... oh my god. To the shield. So every boss is immune to one weapon for some reason in this version of the game. That's not the case in the arcade version, as far as I know. I'm not an expert on the arcade version, I like this version way more. So we have to pick up another weapon and, well, we get the dagger. Okay, that was smart. So we get the knife or dagger, whatever you wanna call it, and I mean, we all know how AVGN told us to just get the knife, but honestly in this speedrun we barely use the knife. It just happens to be the first weapon to drop on the second loop. So we pick it and then in stage 3 we will replace it with the torch again, because the torch is just better. Like, the knife is great. You can fire faster with it and have 3 on screen, opposed to the 2 weapons at the same time on screen for most other weapons. But yeah, the upwards arc of the torch is just so good. Wasn't it originally the sword? I don't know. Maybe. Okay, this is one of the trickiest stages. Like on loop 1, you saw me just jump through the house easy, no big deal. But on loop 2, this is for me one of the scariest stages, honestly. So we obviously can't do that strat again, so we have to do something different. Also, I have to watch out for these spawns because they suck. Okay, I messed it up. So what I'm doing instead is messing it up more. I want to spawn a bird higher. There we go. So we take the elevator on the left side this time. Grab this backup armor so we can take the emergency exit again. That's not gonna work. There we go. And then, so I haven't talked about that on the first loop, but you can manipulate these platforms. Like, if they go up or down, it's random, so by like spawning, like despawning them and respawning them, they really go up again, but it's one of the worst parts of the game. I hate these platforms. But part of the reason why this stage is so scary is Loop 2 unicorns are no joke. Like, if he wants to kill me, if he wanted to kill me, he would have killed me there. He just stopped right in front of me to shoot a fireball. I was so lucky there. So yeah, these unicorns are no fun on the second loop. On the first loop they are really no danger at all. But on the second loop, if they want to kill you, if they just run at you, there's really not much you can do. Because if you try to like run away or jump away from them, I mean, they conveniently shoot a fireball right then and hit you anyway. And because you boost through the house, you just... what are these patterns? Okay, let's just take the save and reach the checkpoint. That's all I want right now. Okay. And take a death. That was not quite intentional, because now I even have a game over. Oh dear. Very important, don't press start. Press select to select continue. Okay, let's try this again. Don't worry, he was not right inside of my hitbox when he died. I mean, that definitely did not happen. Hitboxes in this game are sometimes a bit weird. Because, I mean, this game doesn't run at the best frame rate, right? So... Ooh, nice, didn't even get hit. So sometimes, like, it just doesn't make any sense what happens. This is still the... like, that remake kill is so easy, it's so free. It's by far the easiest one in the whole game. See, there again, I just jumped straight through him and, like, sometimes you just don't get hit. I don't complain about that. And sometimes you get hit where you would say, well, really? I mean, that didn't look like it hit me. Yeah, the game defaulting to one player start is because in the original Japanese version, you could only continue with when you input a certain code, and then for the US version they added that continue feature in the menu, but they forgot to change the cursor. In the PAL version they changed it and it defaults to continue, so they improved from every version on. Oh yeah, I forgot to talk about how I float there. That's just when you crouch there, when you hold down at the edge and then the platform leaves you behind, you just float in the air. It's no big magic happening, it just happens. Yeah, this stage is like, seriously, it's by far the easiest stage, and it really isn't any different on the second loop. Like, all these imps are also not random spawns, they are always the same, so if you know how to kill a Remus, it's really no big deal. Alright, same thing as on the first loop for this stage. Like, some stages are really very similar in the strats. I just boost up here and take this money back for safety. I did that on the first loop as well because I wasn't sure about my pattern. Because depending on the enemy spawn patterns you have, sometimes the platform up here that I need does not spawn, and then I would have to go back down, grab that money back, to free one slot in the memory to make it spawn. So if I'm not sure what pattern I have, there's a few patterns where that happens. I just grab the money back anyway and have to deal with that one big man on the way, which is not a huge problem. It's better than having to go down and waste 30 seconds. So the Satan fight is a bit different. He's a bit more aggressive and he shoots twice as well on the second loop, so he's a bit more scary. Let's hope he gives me a good pattern. He does. Perfect. Good fight. The biggest thing with these Satans and why they are actually easier than Arimas is that when they swoop at you, you can always duck. Like, it looks as if they would get to the right to the floor, but they don't. You can always duck when they swoop, so that makes them really easy. You just have to look out for their shots. Ooh. Well, backup boost, I guess. Alright, final stage, and let me tell you, this is the scariest stage. If the game doesn't cooperate, then I could die here 10 times in a row. Because of this guy right there. So I'm doing the same boost again, but it's way more random. Sometimes he does that. Please kill me. Oh my god, 12 loops, no. We don't want to do 12 loops. The game actually gets a lot harder after loop 2. Like, loop 3 is insane. Like, the difference between loop 1 and 2 is noticeable, but it's not super big. The difference between 2 and 3 is way, way bigger. It's... It's kind of fun, but it's also insanely hard. Alright, let's try this again. Like on loop 1, this boost is really, really consistent. Oh my god, he's giving me the worst pattern ever. Every time. I'm sorry, that could take a while, but I mean, we got somewhat good through the rest of the game, so I hope he will behave eventually. But the bad news is, even if he behaves, there's another Arima that could ruin our day. So yeah, that strat is just... I mean, it is so good and so bad at the same time. At least you can see that I really know how to kill that dragon, right? Okay, let's try again. Third try's the charm, right? Actually good. Okay, we're gonna wait here for safety. Said we wait here. Thanks. Please. Oh my god, he actually did it. Oh my god. This is why this run it can be so brutal. Like, this boost at the end, it can legit take you 10 minutes. Even if you did everything correctly. Sometimes there's just nothing you can do. But it's okay. Next try, we're gonna get it. Maybe. It's gonna happen at one point. Don't worry. Okay, maybe we can get a backup here, because he didn't actually hit me. Nope, he is insanely mean. What was that swoop? Come on. Oh my god. Well, I might have to cancel all my other runs, so I can finish this one. Like, if you don't get hit, you can often lure him over to get a backup, but man, sometimes he's just not having it. Vegas Bridge has a better chance of success. Okay, okay, this is looking good. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I can't believe he did that twice. Like, that is normally not a big problem. He does it sometimes, but... Oh my god. We'll get through this eventually. I was hoping for a good run, but, well... it's not happening. I think I already spent like 5 minutes on this stage. That's how good this is. Oh, he only shot once. That's interesting. He never does that. Okay, maybe now. That was a nice backup. Okay, okay. We have a chance. But they can also troll. Don't worry. That was so close. That was close, but we did it. Like, it's super rare, but those guys can also troll on the second loop. Alright, unfortunately this game doesn't have a true final boss, it just has the same final boss as on the first loop, and it's literally the easiest enemy in the whole game. So, yeah, we can do this. And there it is. Sub 26 hype. Underestimate, I think. I don't know what estimate I put in. I always forget that. Might have been 27. I don't know. Basically, when I pick an estimate for this run for a marathon, I just pick a random number, because in the end, it's just the game just decides if I can make it or not. So that wasn't too bad until, well, the last arenas started to troll. So yeah, now we feel a lot of strong swelling in our body. So yeah, if you do continue now, you get the final boss again, and then you can start loop 3, and it loops forever, and enemies get harder and faster, and it's getting crazy. But yeah, we got through. So thanks for your GGs. Go to a really quick intermission, and I'll be back with the next game, which will be Flintstone's Surprise at Dinosaur Peak. So stay tuned.